Kamini madam, please begin.
Okay. Uh, Very good afternoon, everyone. Today we have very eminent speaker with us, Dr. Preeti Srinivasa ma'am. She is professor in PG department, SP University. She has done BCA from SP University, same as MSc from SP University department, and she has done PhD in computer science from SP University. She was awarded by 10 awards. She received 10 awards for the best research paper. Under the guidance of her, 7 Indian and 1 international students has completed his or her PhD, and 3 MPhil students under the guidance of Preeti ma'am. She has published so many books and research papers. She has published 60 plus research papers and so many books she has published. So I would like to invite for the today's webinar research paper components and their presentations. So I would like to invite Dr. Preeti ma'am. Preeti ma'am, you are most welcome, and now you can continue.
Thank you very much, Kamini Ben. Am I properly audible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you very much. So at this outset, first I would like to thank CS and IT department and Parul University whole for giving me this opportunity, particularly Priya madam, Kamini madam, and the staff and faculty members and dear participants. On this platform webinar today, we are discussing different tricks and tactics of research paper which I have learned during my publication experience. Since 2000 onwards, I am after completing my research, I am engaging myself in publishing different papers, conference proceedings, books, edited books, and etc. So, in this course of action, I have learned some tricks and tactics that I would like to share it with you. So, in our today's session, any tool or technology we would not like to study, but we will consider different components of a research paper, and these components, 7 to 8 typical components are there. So, while writing these components, how we can impress ourselves, or you can say express ourselves in a effective way to the readers, to the reviewers first, because readers comes later on. First reviewer, we should convince the reviewers of the paper. So how we can write effectively, how we can present our ideas effectively, and how we can impress our audience, reviewers and students and readers of journals and magazines, and the participants if we are presenting orally in conference. So these tricks and tactics we are going to discuss in our today's webinar. I'll stick to the time, and before 5 minutes I will stop, and last 5 to 10 minutes we will go for a question answer session. Let me share my screen so that we can see my presentation. Hope this one is visible to everybody. This is a webinar arranged by Faculty of IT and CES, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat on 11th June 22. This is a research paper components and their presentation about tricks and tactics of the domain we are discussing for 1 hour approximately. My introduction is already given by Kamini Ben. My website URL is this, preetisajja.info. My academic qualification is PhD in computer science. I have done my PhD, completed my PhD in 1995 to 2000. And I have developed different knowledge-based systems for socio-economic rural development. Because when there are scarcity of basic amenities and infrastructure in rural areas, how we can afford this type of computer, and in this scarce resources and difficult challenging situation, how with the help of scarce resources, how AI can be helpful in giving benefit of artificial intelligence and computerizations for different socio-economic rural development aspects. That was the subject of my study. My main area is artificial intelligence. My most of the papers are there in artificial intelligence, in machine learning. Some of the papers are there in data science and system analysis and design and software engineering also. If you would like to go to publications, detail and etc., please visit my website. And if you would like to contact me, this is my email address, preeti@preetisajja.info. In a current scenario, particularly in a post-pandemic era, we are very much dependent on this information and communication technologies. In fact, rather I should say that we have been, you can say, dependent on different communication and technologies tools for learning, for entertainment, for our day-to-day work, and for our spectacular, extraordinary work also we depend on technology. But this pandemic has taught us to stay at home and be online for all type of our needs, learning needs, entertainment needs, and shopping needs, and even medicine, telemedicine and internet medicine, etc. are there. So in a post pandemic era, the importance of this ICT has increased like anything. And there are two pillars, the internet and the artificial intelligence, because the internet can solve the communication problem and connectivity problem, and the artificial intelligence tries to impart human type of you can say intelligence, human type of thinking and processing power into machines. So typical computers, they are very, very efficient. Speed, accuracy, long time storage, and other type of facilities are always there. Computers are blessed with speed, blessed with, you can say, precision, blessed with long time storage. We cannot remember some things for years and years, but computer can remember repetition and mechanical tasks. So computers are better at efficiency type of thing, but we are more effective on our problem. We are more effective on our audience. So that type of effectiveness will come from artificial intelligence, and efficiency will come from computing technologies. So efficiency and effectiveness both are there with AI imparted tools. And this is the era of not only the electronic based device era or a mobile based. When you consider, say, e-commerce, the e-commerce was, simple commerce was there, and then e-commerce came into the picture. Then mobile were invented and people went for mobile commerce, and now we are having a customized and personalized commerce, and later people are talking about k-commerce. Similarly, in a learning also, it was only learning, distance learning and typical models of learning, but now we have e-learning. Students are using mobile and other devices also, mobile learning, and now we are having different systems that personalize the you can say components which are actually to be presented to the students. Personalized learning, this system identifies the things which really students need, not everything same for everybody. Same component delivery for every student will be in this e-commerce and m-commerce, but for p-commerce or p-learnings rather, p-learning, we are having the personalized and customized teaching. And then there is a k-learning also, automatic knowledge discovery from data mining, long and you can say big amount of data, rather big data is available, but we are not utilizing those data. So k-learning will also come into the picture. So whatever the entertainment or education or any business is there, it is having this type of progress, you can say, uh, sequence. Okay, E to M to P to K. So this is the current scenario. And particularly in our business, particularly in academic field, whenever we are teaching is the basic things, but whenever we are writing research paper, some things we should consider to make our research paper very, very effective, very presentable, very effective, very convincing. So reviewers will say yes to the paper, the publisher will publish our paper, and audience will appreciate and cite our paper into their research work, and citation will be increased. Okay, so this is our basic idea, or basic, you can say, line of discussion today. For writing research paper, there are many tools available, but we are very much familiar with the office tools. Particularly when we write, we used to use this, particularly in a computer field, we used to use this MS Word and Excel, Mendeley, and other type, Moodle and other type of software for teaching, learning, research, and extension activities. So tools are any actually a device or a procedure or any mechanism that actually helps in our task. Here in slide, you can see that the knife is cutting the chili, which otherwise would be difficult or time taking or effort taking procedure. But here we are utilizing Microsoft Word. We are utilizing any type of, say, page maker or a Word Perfect, so that, or latex type of conversion and editors. So many tools are available in our computer that will help in writing the research paper. without going into the detail, because we have limited time, the first tool commonly being used by people, that is the word processing tool. And that is generally we are using MS Word 2.2007 onwards version we are using. 2007 is officially expired, but people are still using 2007, 10, 13, 19 and Office 360 type of tools they are utilizing. And this MS Word, one direct trick, we know everything about majority of the things about the MS Word, so I am not giving you the MS Word lecture, but one trick I would like to share. Whenever you write your paper in MS Word, the first thing is that you need to write the reference, because it is a research paper you are writing. We are talking about research paper. And a research paper, whenever you are writing, you have to cite somebody's reference. You cannot make loose statement here. This is not, you can say, a popular magazine article you are writing, or a general discussion column or editorial you are writing. When you are making a statement, in order to publish it, you must have some sort of proof, and the reference is always necessary. And another thing here I would like to say that the Wikipedia reference is not considerable, or it is not, you can say, valid reference. Why? Because Wikipedia is a collaborative network. It is a collaborative platform. In which sense it is collaborative? In a Wikipedia, you can also log in and you can also edit a page. I can also edit a page. Anybody who has access to computer, only IP address is recorded. There is no other formality. Anybody can edit Wikipedia page, and that Wikipedia page is edited by everybody. We are having several perceptions in several minds. Each person is having different perception of the topic, and they may be right in their, according to their belief, according to their perception and angle. That we should not believe without proper reference. So we must write the journal article, magazine article, or a conference proceeding, or valid ISSN or ISBN type of, you can say, number is there, that type of reference we need. So here, while writing in a Word, we can use this reference menu. Okay, go to reference, and in a reference you can go to insert citation, and in insert citation, suppose you are first time writing the reference, there you can add the source and then you can cite it. What is the advantage of doing this? When you are doing this first time, you are writing something, okay, these women are doing really very good in this academic field. It is written in a Nature magazine 2022 April issue. So here you have to write, it is a journal, insert citation, add new source. This is a journal article, and author is, for example, XYZ. The title, Performance of Women in Academic Field, journal name Nature, year 2022, page number 1 to 19. And here you can click on show all bibliographic field, and you can write volume and etc. That is one reference you have added. Such many reference you can add, and at the end, when you click on this bibliography here, under the circle right lower corner, when you click on bibliography, automatically the references or bibliography or work cited will be added there. Not only that, from one article to another article, you can copy the reference also. So this is the automatic reference. Mendel is also there. There are other third-party softwares are also available. Why I am giving you this idea? Because it is inbuilt facility of MS Word, and it is very, very friendly thing. You don't have to take training. Just as you are writing something, you just go on writing in MS Word. Okay, and whenever you feel that here a citation should be there, there you can go to insert citation. But how it would insert citation if there is no reference? So here itself, when you click insert citation, it will give you a pop-up type of window. Here a pop-up window will be available. There you can write which citation you want. This is actually, it is creating a database at the back end, and it preserves this database. And whenever we click on bibliography, every time we insert citation, it creates a record here, and every time, okay, it gives only citation in APA format or Chicago format or a numeric format or ISO format or MLO format. Any format you can select, you can insert citation, First time it will be taking all these information, and next time will be same citation, same thing you would like to refer, just you have to insert it from the available citation. And here you can change the format also. So this is the advantage, very, very user friendly, one time entry in many documents you can use it, and at backend it is actually creating database. And if you are having already a database in other document, you can export it from here, from managed sources. So this is the first trick we have learned. Whenever we are writing a research paper, number one, we must have some reference cited there, and few reference rather. So we must have a references cited there, number one, and number two, these references must be entered like this. So automatically we can manage the style and we can manage the bibliography. So if we are adding one more reference, we did not have to sort again. If we are copying, we have already written the reference here, we can just import here, we can manage it here, and we can copy the document and a text, automatically the things will be copied. So this is our first take away to home. Once this lecture is finished, we will write down, or we will revisit what are the things we have learned. So I am also noting it down. The first thing we have learned today is about the references. Now we are going to the second thing. If you wish, or if you want, I will give you a demo also on this if time permits. Another thing is that many a times, not only the, you can say, textual and verbal things we are adding in our research paper, we are also adding illustrations like tables, figures, and charts, animations. These type of things we are adding. When it is a oral presentation, slideshow, PowerPoint presentation we are using, and we are using animations and multimedia, audio, video also. But normally when we are writing a research paper and publishing, no, we have to deal with two things. Number one, figures, illustrations, architecture of the things, or sometimes graphical abstract. And another thing is that the table and etc. So there are, you can say, smart art available in a computer. Word also and PowerPoint also, this smart art can be utilized. So suppose you are talking about your paper in a 10 minutes, you are presenting it in a conference about your research idea, your phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, etc. Section 1, section 2, section 3, etc. You can consider here. So this is automatically created using a smart art facility. We don't have to draw these boxes. We don't have to add the picture and make us it in a circle space, circle shape, and phase 1, phase 2 labels. We are not adding it, or it will be added automatically. So this is the second thing. Whenever you are having a paper, add necessary illustrations and make it presentable. Okay, illustrations and tables, they must be there in paper, because whenever you are writing a paper about an innovative idea, then you have to discuss the architecture, you have to discuss the model, you have to discuss the procedures. Not necessary always you belong to computer science field, you belong to chemistry field, you belong to sociology field, you belong to English literature field, and all these things require research paper presentation and writing and presentation. At that time you have to make your paper attractive. Okay, literature review can be there in a tabular format, your architecture or the procedures can be there in a illustrative format. So your paper should be having this type of gimmicks. And it is not only, you can say, marketing gimmick or attractive features, we are empty features we are adding into the paper. It is nothing but adding a value. It is a value addition to the paper. So illustrations, tables, graphics, etc. should be there in your paper. And when you are working with MS Word or any other type of word processing software, these type of smart art, either you can produce yourself, or you can take help of the designer, or otherwise in MS Word there is a smart art facilities. Already written text is there that you select, and automatically you can convert it into the smart art. That facility is also there. Suppose in a bulleted list you have presented 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Select that. Already you have written a title and text, section titles and text, or procedures, procedure 1, procedure 2, procedure 3, etc. You have written. Select all those text. okay, in a box, and then just convert it to smart art. That direct conversion option is also available in a Word, or otherwise directly you can go to create a smart art, and in that smart art window you can write procedure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So this is the second thing we have learned within this 10-15 minutes. This is the second thing we have learned, that is how to add values. Okay, how to do value addition in our paper by using different illustrations, tables, and etc. using smart art facilities. Another thing in the same, you can say, line I would like to add, there are infographics template available. Infographics template available. These infographics template are readily available, just like a clip art or GIF available on a Google search engine. You can search for GIF, office GIF, table GIF, fan GIF, student GIF, or student clip art or images. Okay, so you can search for GIF or images or audio video, etc. Similarly, PowerPoint templates you can search. Similarly, you can search for infographics. Okay, infographics, information, short form of information is info, and graphics. So blank such illustrations are available. Phase 1, phase 2. Here you can write start. At the end, you can write stop. Then you can write procedure 1, collection of, you can say, making chocolates. So collection of a milk, processing milk, adding cocoa and nuts and freezing it and making chocolate, and end. So that way, your procedures and your items, your pictures, say this is my picture I have added here. So all the pictures you can add, all the words you can add, and that way you can increase the value of, okay, beauty of the paper. That is not only one thing. Say picture is better than thousands word. So instead of making it very talkative or making only verbal communicative type of things, you can make it, you can say, very effective by adding some pictures and tables. Another thing is that when people are writing literature review, say whenever you are proposing a new idea, you have to do two things. Number one, you have to find out you have to go through the existing solutions, and you have to find out that, okay, there are so many limitations of the existing work, and this type of work has nobody did, and that is why to meet this research gap we are proposing a new idea, and that new idea is like this. So to actually list all the available solutions, all the available work, and to show the limitations, we can make a table in a research, we can say, research paper as well as review paper. Okay, these are the authors, these are the technologies, this is the outcome and accuracy, this is a positive point, and this is a negative point. So weakness and plus point and minus point, limitations and advantages we can write, the author name with the citation we can write, and the domain where it is applicable, the name of the algorithm, and that way we can make different columns in the paper. So tables and such a type of infographics we should write in our research paper. This is our second thing we have discussed. This is a second value addition. What was the first value addition? Use of reference menu and adding citation automatically using MS Word or Mendeley or any other third party tool or any software, but make it automatic. Don't use your typing, you can say, don't give your typing effort in managing references. So many, when you are presenting the things, so many PowerPoint and also many other, you can say, social media platform, like this lecture is being live telecasting, being telecasting in a Facebook. So that is a, you can say, a media which we are utilizing. The platform which we are utilizing, first time I'm using this platform, that is a GeoMeet. Okay, so GeoMeet, Google platform, Facebook, Instagram, and etc., WebEx, Skype, Zoom. These are different type of social media platform or a meeting platforms. Okay, so that we can use, and on a computer we can have a PowerPoint. Right now I am using PowerPoint, but Sway is there, Prezi is there, and say Google is also upcoming with this PowerPoint type of presentation tool. Google Slides, okay, Visme, Vengeg is very famous for its background. Okay, and then Open Office if you are utilizing, excuse me. So this Open Office has got an Impress software. Like Microsoft is a proprietary version, and if you would not like to use this Microsoft, And as a teacher, we should not do this, you can say, piracy also. So at that time you can use open office with ubuntu, another type of operating system, and you can use impress. Okay, open office is just an, you can say, umbrella package like ms office, and it has got the impress and calculator, like excel is there, word is there, powerpoint is there. In Microsoft here also, so many software are there, so all this software we can utilize. And there are a lot of advantages like effective presentation of idea, better communication, documentation of material, and etc. are there. So effective knowledge management is there when we are utilizing tools such as PowerPoint. Now coming to our main topic, that is the research paper content. What should be there in our research paper? So first of all, the research paper, there should be a title, but the title we will discuss at end. And the another thing, we beside title and author, another important thing is abstract. So these two things we are discussing at the end. Okay. So what are the different research paper content besides the title, author name? Author name must be there, but beside the title and abstract, what are the other components? So these are the different components. Whether it is a PhD thesis, whether it is a proposal for a PhD, whether it is a research paper, these are the 5 to 7 different components that we must take care of. So the very first thing is the introduction. Whenever we are writing a research paper, the first section is always introduction and the last section is always conclusion, phase 5, conclusion. Okay. So introduction, what introduction will contain? The introduction will contain the general scenario. For example, if you are writing a content about, say, payment gateway, okay, everybody after this pandemic, this post-pandemic situation, everybody is doing majority of the shopping online for a particular fixed and branded item. Suppose it is a necklace or it is a sari or it is a shoe type of thing, then we don't believe in a computer if unless it is a branded one. You always go for the Adidas shoes for 9 number or 10 number shoes of this particular style and you would like to repeat the order, then it is fine. But any you can say non-branded shoe or even a sari, etc., we would like to feel, touch, and we would like to check the comfort level, then we can arrange. We would like to see in a 2 3 shops also, nothing bad in it. We always would like to see, we always like to explore, compare, and then we purchase. Say 1 lakh rupees necklace or car and etc. We do not purchase online. AC machine and etc. We do not purchase online. Even though we shortlist online, but at least once in a while we go to the shop and we will cross verify the product. But a regular small items, medicines, branded items, or a fixed item that we can always shop using online. So payment gateway is the most important thing. So you might have seen so many aunties and senior citizens and uncles, they are surfing always. They always do surf on this mobile and computer and laptop and a desktop. And when it comes to purchase, they come to us कि बेटा इतना purchase कर दो मुझे, please purchase this for me, I am giving you my card information. They are not ready. My mommy always does that. If my mommy keeps on surfing and then she shortlists all those things and come to me and says, beta, please purchase this thing for me, I have shortlisted this item, and then I have to purchase it. Okay, so this is, and this is the scenario, and I'm always asking him, mommy, why don't you do that yourself? You have got a card, you have got all this information, you know little bit English. No, she afraid from doing all these things, so she is not willing to do all this transaction herself. Why? Because it is not safe. She is having some hesitations. She might not be knowing that much English. The tricky statement, if they asked tricky statement, she might not understand that. So problem of language, problem of technology, then there is a, you can say, security issues also, and these technical details also. So she says that, okay, I don't want to do this type of thing. So why shouldn't we develop a, you can say, payment gateway which is as easy as yourself, minimum language, or you can say very safest one using artificial intelligence, for example, that will give us alert, no, this transaction is going to be a fraudulent type of transactions or illegal or invalid transactions. Okay, like an intelligent helper is available with us. Why shouldn't we develop that type of payment gateway? So that is the, you can say, thing if I would like to develop, then introduction should say that yes, this is the pandemic scenario. Many people would be staying at home during lockdown and because of the health problem, and shops are also closed, and now we would like to go for most of the items online for online shopping. And there are problems with online shopping, like this security, like this interface, like this language, and etc. So there is a need of having this type of payment gateway. There we are not actually discussing an introduction. We are not discussing what are the limitations of the existing solution. Okay, PayPal is doing this and Google Pay is doing this and Phone Pay is doing this, and social media contribution of money in a WhatsApp group is symbol is coming. So that is having this difficulty. That detailed review will come in phase 2. But in introduction, we are writing about the pandemic situation. We are talking about phase 1. We are writing, and I am developing, talking about a case of making a payment gateway, innovative payment gateway, for example. So in introduction, what we should write about the pandemic, about the lockdown, about the online shopping, about the hazards of online shopping like security and interface and technology and common people mentality, and then objective of this paper. In this paper we are discussing this. That is the first paragraph of our introduction. The second paragraph of our introduction must say about the organization of the paper. So these people are missing organization of the paper in introduction portion, first phase. That must be there, organization of the paper. So about writing general scenario in introduction, general limitations of the existing solutions, and objective what this paper does present, or what this paper presents. Beside that, after completing first para of the introduction, we must write organization of the paper, and that says, organization of the paper says that Section 2 of the paper presents literature survey. Section 3 of the paper presents the design where something something 1 or 2 line. Then Section 4 presents the experiments, results are achieved and compare, and Section 5 concludes the thing with the future possible enhancement. So what is Section 2, 3, 4, 5 is doing, that we must write in introduction. That is the organization of a paper. If you are writing a thesis also, in a first chapter of your thesis, there should be general introduction, there should be formal problem statement, need of the research or scenario, and the formal problem statement, motivation, detailed objectives, methods which you have utilized, data where you have collected, possible users and possible domains in which we are applying this research work, and then conclusion and etc. So that way, in an introduction of chapter of the thesis also, or even a proposal also, okay, you should mention this. Okay, but in proposal we are having a little bit literature survey also. But in case of research paper, in introduction, general scenario, limitations in general, 1 or 2 reference at most, not more than that, and then second paragraph of the introduction should contain the organization. So this is the third trick we have learned, that whenever we are writing introduction of our paper, and the last para of the introduction, there may be 1 or 2 para, but the last para of the introduction, we must write organization of the paper. Then comes literature survey. If it is a review paper, this is the most important section or a phase of the paper, literature survey. Because it is a review paper, you are reviewing, and what is your contribution. If it is a research paper, the innovative research is your contribution. But if it is a review paper, then reviews and the summary of the review, general observation and limitations of the review, that is your contribution, and that you should mention. So literature survey must contain the citations, enough number of citations. First of all, you should refer enough number of paper. Now who determine that, which is the enough number, 10 number, 20 number, 30 number? So there is no such number and no such logic or a formula, but there should be sufficient amount of references, and they must be the latest. So formatted, up to the date, अगर आज आप पेपर लिख रहे, टुडे यू आर राइटिंग पेपर, देन एटलीस्ट 2021 and January February 22 reference you should have in your paper. At least 2021 up to year 2021 reference must be there in your paper, latest references, a few latest references. Then sufficient number of, you can say, it is not that only one and two paper or a five paper you just refer and say that, oh, this type of research work is not done. It is not like that. You have to have sufficient number of papers, and you can start from 18th century, 19th century, one or two papers you can consider, then 70s to 19 one paper you can consider, then 20th century paper you can focus, and then last 5 years paper you can concentrate more. So 30 to 40% of the reference is from last 4 5 years. Okay. Suppose you have 30 reference, at least your 30 to 40 reference, so 9 to 10 references should be from last 5 years. Okay, and you can use your own references also when you write a paper. It is called self-citing your paper, but you can use it. It is valid, because if you have presented something, you have invented something, and you have published something, then you can use your own paper, your own publication reference, and self-cite your work. So that is also possible. So in a literature survey, you are writing different citations. Literature survey is not only collecting paper and writing about that. Okay. Most of the students or a novice, when they are writing a paper in a literature survey, they go on referring paper. Okay, paper of Qin Shang Hu does this, and paper of Wang Shen Shu does this, and paper of Jain Cha does this, and paper of Patel and XYZ does this. It is not like that. You have to mention about the method of literature survey. What is the methodology you have picked up? Have you visited library? Have you visited used online tool? You have visited online questionnaire like Google form? How you have collected data? How you have collected papers? Which papers you have selected and why? In a brief, you have to write that. Then you can divide your references, citations into different category. Okay, this is a national work, or this is international work, or this is a before 20th century, after 20th century, or according to technology. Okay, and this is a robotic type of thing, this is a chemical thing, this is a hybrid systems, this is a non-hybrid system, this is a multi-user system, this is a web-based solution. That way you can categorize and classify the things. So research literature survey does not only include the references and one or two line about references. It should include the methods of doing literature survey, how you are doing it, online, offline tool, which tools you have used, number one. Number two, sufficient and good references you have to cite. Number three, you can have a table with positive and negative point. And the most important thing about the literature review is writing the common limitations and observations. You have seen 30 to 40 solutions. Okay, people have tried, say, for example, we were discussing this gateway. So, for example, people have tried for development of a nice gateway in this pandemic situation, payment gateways. And these are the prominent gateways nowadays people are using, but following five are the basic limitation of this gateway. With citation, you can write down the common research gap. So at the end of literature survey, there should be a research gap sophisticatedly listed at the end of literature survey. Then comes your core section, that is the research design. Okay, research design. In research design, your core work, your method, your model, your architecture, and here you require an illustration. Your basic, you can say, research design, that is very, very generic, and you need illustration. It is not that only in a e-commerce and in a online shopping, in a Flipkart and Amazon, you can use your gateway, but you can use your gateway in a hospital also, in railway also, and this also, and that also, in Africa also, in America also, in Anand also. So that way you can use the generic model, but you can experiment it in a, you can say, given situation. For example, now a social science school or English literature people can be taking an idea about how teachers are speaking in English, how teachers are well versed with the English language, okay, instead of vernacular language. So to improve the English of the teacher, we have designed some sort of, you can say, tricks, tactics, or syllabus that we can discuss in a research design. But now we are staying in a Gujarat, and on Gujarat high school teachers, we are doing this experiment and we can discuss the result. It doesn't mean that on a Jammu Kashmir we cannot do this experiment, or a Kerala Karnataka we cannot do experiment. That experiment can be done internationally anywhere, but we have experimented it here. Okay, so some syllabus, suppose you have a design that can be experimented in a one or two state or one or two places, and then you can give the result, and then 2 3 places it is working well, you can conclude that this generic design can be implemented anywhere in the world to improve the vernacular or non-vernacular teaching. So experiment is always a belong to a specific area, but your research design must be generic and should be having some illustration. And phase 4, as I have discussed, that is about the experiment and result. Your experiment is not your PhD or not your research contribution. Your research contribution is phase 3. So phase 3 is a actual research. Okay, and your experiment is prototype of the research. Okay, experiment is prototype of the research in a limited domain. Given a small domain, you are experimenting your model or architecture or a process or a design, and then you can discuss the results. In case of phase 4, the sixth item we are discussing today, phase 4 here, that is the result. When you are getting a result, how you can say that your result is good than that of other person's result or other existing solutions results. So you always have to compare your result. And here in phase 4, comparison of the result, whether it belongs to a small area, it is fine. Okay, you have experimented it in a small domain, or it is a prototype system only, and your design is really very big, but only a few component of your research design you have implemented. And if these few components are working in a small domain, it will work, hopefully it will work in other domain also. Okay, so experiment can be a prototype and results you have achieved, but you have to compare your result, and that you should not forget. If you are comparing the result, and then you have to find out parameters, on which parameters it should be compared. Suppose you are having a 2 water bottle, so on you are developing a design of a water bottle, and in a market there are plenty of water bottles available. Now you can experiment your model and you can design with your paper, the model which you have given on a paper. You make a prototype systems and a sample bottle you can develop, you can manufacture. Now it has to be compared with this. So what is the size? What is the thickness of the plastic, whether it is a virgin plastic or not, what is the price of the thing, what is the size of the thing, what type of, you can say, whether it is a portable or not, whether it is easy to handle it or not, आप उसको बराबर पकड़ सकते हैं कि नहीं, whether the opening mechanism and closing mechanism is easy or not, whether refilling mechanism is easy or not, whether we can put it in a refrigerator in a easy way or not. So those parameters you need to identify, the size, weight, price, quality parameters you need to find out, and then on those parameters you can compare the result. So comparison of the result must not be missed. Okay, comparison of the result must not be missed. With the help of such comparison only you can claim that your research design is good. Okay, your research design is better than others, so for that you have to compare. And then comes phase 5. The phase 5 is a conclusion. Okay, the phase 5 conclusion, we are considering general benefits. Okay, again all the features, all the things about the research design we did not have to mention here in a conclusion. We just mention about the major achievements in a few lines, 2 3 lines, and then we would like to write about applications of the model which we have designed, research design, into the other areas also. Okay, I have developed this plastic bottle using this design, but you can develop the other items also, not only plastic design. With this particular technology you can design ball pen also, you can design aeroplane also, you can design the cycle brake also. That way you can consider many different areas other than the experimented area in a conclusion. So in a conclusion, we are writing general advantage and the application in other field besides the field in which we have experimented. And then we must write the future possible enhancement in conclusion. In a conclusion, benefits, applications in other field, and the future enhancement. These three things must be there. You have to write it in a conclusion. Then comes acknowledgement. We have only 10-15 minutes, so I am giving you idea about this. The acknowledgement, whenever you are having some say research fund, maybe for publication, maybe for doing a project experiment and etc. Suppose you have got a major research project at national or international level, or your university has provided money, you must mention those, you can say, funding agencies name and details. In UGC and AICT, you are having a project code number or a file number, we are mentioning. So whenever say project, they are giving you project fund, they are asking for the project report also, yearly or half yearly or half, you can say, period project review, they are asking report, they are asking. So while giving report, they are always asking about the publications. Okay, we have given you money to do this type of research and experiment, and whether you have published anything or not. They will not consider if you have not acknowledged this funding agency into the paper. So if you have got a project, and in a project report, if you are going to show this publication, then you must give the acknowledgement here. The acknowledgement of the funding agency you must include here. So that is one thing, acknowledgement about the funding agency. And another thing is that there are colleagues, there are data providing centers, there are libraries, and somebody might have given you online access of the, you can say, good papers like IEEE and etc. Or somebody might have checked your English statements, grammar and etc., language and copy editing. Somebody may help you in a graphic development. So all those person you should help here. Okay, if you have got a project and project fellow, not only the funding agency, but the project fellow work can also be appreciated here. So this is the acknowledgement. Then comes the reference. Whatever citation we have mentioned in the phase 2 literature survey, at the end all these work will be listed. So this is reference or a bibliography or otherwise work cited. So these references may be sufficient. As we have discussed earlier, the sufficient means there is no fixed number of sufficient reference. Nobody can decide that. It depends on the, you can say, topic which you have selected or the domain which you have selected. But at least you can say 20 to 30 references should be there minimum in a review paper. Okay, depending on subject, again, it is a very relative thing, but you should have some good number of sufficient references, necessary and sufficient, number one. Number two, these references must be well formatted. So if you are utilizing this reference menu as we have discussed earlier, then this referencing will come automatically. There are so many, you can say, formats available: APA, MLA, Chicago, ISO 360, numerical format, IEEE format. So many formats are available. We just have to select one format. Okay, or depending on the requirement of the publishing agency. It may be journal, it may be conference. According to the template, you are writing all your content and referencing according to their requirement. It may be numerical reference, it may be the Chicago format, it may be the MLA format. APA and MLA, they are very you can say, very popular formats which are generally used by researchers. So sufficient and necessary references, number one. Number two, we are having the full formatted references, well formatted references. And number three, the latest references. Okay, from last 5 years, you should have at least 1/3 references or at least 1/5 references. So out of 30, at least 8 to 10 your last 5 years references are there, and last to your references, because if you have not referred what is the work in the last 2 years, somebody might have done similar type of work. So you must check the latest progress and then you can compare your data. Okay, so that is a reference. And now we are coming to the very first, last only 5-10 minutes are there. We are coming to the last phase, that is the abstract one. The abstract is really very, very important thing, and it is a showcase of your work. Say when we are going to a mall or a shops and etc. Okay, market. To which shop we go in, the shop which is actually having a attractive display, then we go in and we say that yes, this seems a good shop. We have not evaluated product in it, we have not seen a product in the shop, but the outside display is good, we are going in. There are you can say subscription based access and open access journals available. When journal is open access, authors are paying for the publication, so these papers are freely available. But otherwise, for a standard subscription based paper, only abstract, for example IEEE, only abstract is available. Then who would purchase your paper in $30 or $50? Okay, so abstract is a showcase of your work, and this must be actually giving you whole idea about your paper. Say first of all, the abstract is reviewed by editor. When I send my paper, for example, I have written a paper and I have sent my paper to editor, they just see the abstract and check that okay, it is according to my journal scope, it fits in my journal, so okay, I will send it to reviewers. The reviewers also give permission by reading abstract. Suppose the paper comes to me for review, then I will check the abstract and I say that sorry, I am not interested in this subject. Okay. So your abstract is a showcase of your work, and nowadays people are going for a graphical abstract. I am having a graphical abstract example, I'll show you. Graphical abstract. So whatever, these are the things which we have already discussed. Phase 2, phase 3, research design. Okay, phase 5, conclusion, acknowledgement, the reference is sorted, formatted, complete, up to the date, sufficient. Later, if you want, I can share the slide with you. Your abstract, we are discussing this abstract. So we were here. Abstract is compact, very short and small. Even if say here, I would like to say if you are doing a research work, okay, you are doing your PhD, okay, and say your vice chancellor sir will meet you and say that okay sir, madam, what are in the research, what are you doing? So if you meet a great person, okay, somewhere informally, and they ask what you are doing, so within 2 minutes what you will say about your research, it is abstract of your research. Okay sir, I am developing a new type of vaccine, so people would not should not go for a three doses of vaccine, once first dose, second dose, booster dose, and it is a edible tablet, okay, chewable tablet I am going to develop, so nobody would be having a corona. So that is a one line abstract of your work. I am developing, for example, a payment gateway, so even a grandmother can use it. It is a one line abstract of your work. So what you are doing, at least one line, 2 lines about your PhD objective or a research paper objective. Okay, I am working on this, I am working on that. So when two great people are talking and you have a chance to talk, what you will talk about your latest paper, about your research work, and about your PhD. So those who are doing PhD or those who are busy, active in a research work, whatever latest work they are doing currently, they are doing, for that they should prepare abstract and keep ready. So compact to 200 to 300 words generally, complete abstracts. You should not miss any important point. You have given a 6 months for this, you can say, development of a new model or a particular feature, and that you are missing in your abstract. So that should not be there. People are asking for graphical abstract also. So this is the example of the graphical abstract that we have developed in 2013-14. This is the knowledge based systems on a grid we have developed, knowledge grid. Later we have transferred it in a cloud. So this is an example of a multi-agent systems. We have developed multiple agents. Say at that time pandemic was not there. Okay, Nowadays we are using this e-learning and other models, Google Meet and other platform, for teaching, learning and discussion, meeting and etc. But there at that time we have developed and different agents: learning management, quiz management, question and answer, determination of tutorial path according to the level of students. We are giving the material, we are presenting the material, and we are giving question according to level of the students, and students level can be measured according to the speed correctness ratio. Okay, so there is an intelligent agent which determines the level of the students, and accordingly the customized path, different path for different student will be created, and accordingly the material will be presented. And explanation, excuse me, chatting facility, documentation facility, email facility, student data, material data, and teachers data, okay, instructor data. All these data are managed in this resource. So different detachable agents we have developed, and these are our material. And if material cannot be found locally here, then we can go to internet also. So this is the full system we have developed, and this is the example of the graphical abstract. So graphical abstract can also be asked, and that actually is a kind of a value addition to our paper. Then comes the first thing which we are discussing at the end, that is the title. You should write perfect title for the research work, considering the basic, you can say, objective of your paper, of your research work. So the title must be reflecting your research. Okay, the title must be reflecting your research work. And another thing is that, suppose your research is development of the payment gateway, so all the title should not have these words: payment of the development of the design and development of the payment gateway design. Your all research paper should be having different titles, so in your biodata it looks good. Okay, and go on, you can say, choose some detailed title. Okay, the security consideration, or a security, the parameters to improve the security in payment gateway. So that way, different aspects of the same, you can say, research work you can consider, and for every aspect you can write a paper. First paper always, you can, when you start your research work, the first paper or a new area, if you are exploring, your first paper should be a review paper. Say whenever student comes to me and say that, madam, I just want to start my research, how would I start? Admission is given, but how about, you can say, starting the work? So the very sure, you can say, suggestion is there, or you can say guaranteed suggestion is that you always go for the review paper. At least 30 to 40 different good papers from good Scopus index, or a Sky index, Web of Science index journal you can consider, and write reviews on that. So that means you are evaluating somebody's work, and you are finding limitation of somebody's work, and then you come to know that, yes, this is the limitation. So that way, a review paper you can write. So review on, or a state of the art solutions available in a payment gateway, that can be titled. Design of this, security of this, testing of this. So this way, different titles you have to give. Do not repeat majority of the words in the title, and accordingly you have to give keywords also. Okay, what type of, last 1 or 2 minutes I will take, what type of research paper we can write? So there are mini papers in some conference like IEEE and etc. We may submit mini papers also, like IEEE magazine. I have just submitted a paper in IEEE magazine, because IEEE magazines, there is a different template, and they require only 2 page, 3 page paper only. So mini paper, 2 to 4 page mini paper you can write. Review paper, as we have discussed, you can write. If somebody is editing book, you can write chapters in a contributed book. You can write books. You can write thesis. If you have got a project, then you can write a report, and you can write editorial reviews or book reviews. And where to publish? The last thing that I would like to go. This is an example of the poster. Okay, if your paper is accepted as a poster, ready-made posters from posterpresentations.com, okay, you can consider, and you can write project. Then there is a copy editing and other value additions, spelling and grammar checking, graphics and illustrations, submitting data sets and testimonials, updating libraries, appendix, etc., and formatting the paper. And where to publish? So UGC careless for promotion and for consideration, okay, or improving edge index and etc. The Scopus index, WS index journal, second and third is best, because UGC careless, some institution do not believe in UGC also. Okay, so UGC care list is always good for UGC based universities and colleges, but Scopus and Web of Science, the second and third are most important thing. If you are having, you can say, confidence, then you can go for the Scopus and WS index paper. And there are various templates available. LaTeX, the actual pronunciation is Word template, LaTeX template, different editors available for 2 columns and graphics and etc. Okay, and open journal submission systems are there. Journal has got own submissions. Nobody is actually taking papers from email nowadays. Good journals, they are having their own submission syntax. And consider the journals indexing, H index, item index. If you do not know anything, stick to first three. आपको कुछ भी नहीं पता, stick to first three: UGC care list, the Scopus index, and Web of Science index. These are the three things you should consider. So here I am ending my lecture today. Okay, this is these are the references I have used. I will share the slide if you want. And this is my website. Okay, if you would like to contact and you forget the email and etc., do not worry. Just go to Google, write my name Preeti Sajja, and this website will open. And here you are having the contact. Last tab, you can get my email and website. So within 2 minutes, again, if you would like to revise what we have learned today. So first of all, we do not write references manually. We do not enter references manually. Number one, use MS Word, Mendeley, or any third-party tool to enter the reference. Second number, always add value by adding tables and illustrations or infographics. Third number, organization of the paper in introduction, that must be there. 4 number, when you write a literature survey, always add the common observation and research gap identified. 5 number, you can have these, you can say, illustrations, generic design in a research components, illustrations of a generic design. And 6 number, you can have the prototype and comparison of a result in experiment section. Okay, and then we are having a, you can say, in conclusion, 7 number, seventh trick we have learned. The 7 number is, when you are writing conclusion, you write benefits, you write application in other area besides experiment, and future enhancement you should not miss. 8 number, you should write references which are sufficient, which are necessary, which are well formatted, and which are up to the date, up to 2022 say. Okay, when it comes to graphic, 9 number trick and tactic. When it comes to graphic, the abstract, that must be graphical abstract if required, otherwise compact and complete. Okay, and last but not least, the 10th number, that is the title. Your title should be catchy. Your project title, your PhD title, or your research paper title should be catchy, so that, and useful and open enough, so that after, you can say, 1 year, 2 year, because when you start research, it takes 3 years. So after 3 years, 5 years, it should give you some fruits, and it should be applicable and new in thing. Okay, so these 10 things you can consider. Here I am stopping my discussion for today, and now session is open for question answer.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Your suggestions are always welcome, and we will always remember your all remarks, and
Thank
we
you.
always keep in mind. Uh, uh, I have one question from the
Please.
faculties. How to make hypothesis?
Say hypothesis is nothing but it is based on the project statement. In computer science nowadays, many of us, we are not putting hypothesis, but in a social science. For example, when I wrote my thesis, in my thesis there is no hypothesis available. Okay, and in our students also, they are not writing hypothesis, but the hypothesis generally used in a you can say social science based projects. But hypothesis is nothing but the reformation of a kind of, you can say, objective of your research work. Suppose you are having an objective, okay, you are writing or you are designing a syllabus for you can say specially able children, specially able children, and your research title is the design of the syllabus so that they can learn in an effective manner. So hypothesis is that okay, this is the design thesis or design, you can say, syllabus is applicable and useful and improving the learning ability of the specially able children. So that is hypothesis. You are thinking, you are setting hypothesis, like in a childhood we are playing a game. Okay, this is a tomato. Now you ask me three questions, so that this is a tomato is my hypothesis.
Okay, ma'am. And
You are guessing, you are putting a statement, at the end you are proving it or disproving it. That is hypothesis.
okay, ma'am. The next question from the faculty is any method to identify the issues, because first step is to identify the issues in the research. So they are facing so many problems to detect or identify the issues of the research or
Yeah.
identify the research gap. So
Yes, yes.
any suggestions?
Yeah, I give you shortcut. Actually, it is a shortcut, not the proper method, but that will be helpful in many ways. Take one paper in your domain. Suppose you are developing payment gateway, take a paper on a payment gateway and find out what type of research gap they have identified. Because they have also contributed something, तो उन्होंने भी research gap ढूंढा ही होगा. Number one. Okay. Number two, their paper has got a limitation also that they have mentioned in a future development, future possible enhancement. Take one paper and check their own research gap. उन्होंने क्या लिखा है research gap में, और दूसरा वो चेक कीजिए कि उन्होंने जो प्रपोज किया है, what are the plus minus point of that. So what are the limitations and possible future enhancement of that paper from these two items. उन्होंने जो लिखा है रिसर्च गैप, उन्होंने भी लिखा ही होगा, और दूसरा उन्होंने कंक्लूजन में फ्यूचर एनहांसमेंट क्या लिखा है, क्योंकि दिस इज द लिमिटेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, गॉड हैज क्रिएटेड ह्यूमन बीइंग और उनको दो पांव दिए तो हम चल सकते हैं, लेकिन दो विंग्स नहीं दिए, हम उड़ नहीं सकते हैं, तो नेक्स्ट फ्यूचर एनहांसमेंट में हमको विंग्स भी मिल जाएगी, ऐसा है. So research limitation is different, scope is different, but just for example, you can take a paper and check the, you can say, limitations there and check the research gap they have identified. उन पे से आपको मिल जाएगा, और ऐसे 25 पेपर आप देखिए तो कॉमन जो है वो आप लिख दीजिए.
Okay, ma'am. Any suggestions from the audience? You can type the message. Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and valuable time, giving us your valuable time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Behalf of FITCS, Faculty of IT and Computer Science, I would like to thanks to you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing us your knowledge with us and sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much.
ma'am.
Thank you. Nice
Thank you,
talking
ma'am.
to you.
Thank you.
Just a minute. There is a question here in a QA pool.
Okay.
Whether Sky journals are better than Scopus. Both the journals are good, but some people think that Sky journals are better than the Scopus one. Okay. But Scopus is also good. Sky is also good. जहाँ भी होता है publish करो. Okay. Best of luck. Thank you.
Anyone? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Now I
Nice
am
to meet
leaving.
you.
Thank
Ah,
you.
yes, yes, sure, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.